Hi, I'm Navin,
I'm Navin too.
and this is the Paintedfigs Show. Today we have a bunch of stuff to go over. We're going to do the news at the end, because we're not sure anyone cares about the news. So you came for cool, pretty pictures. We're going to show you cool, pretty pictures. And we're starting with Grand Cathay,
Hell yeah.
as you can see over here. So we have a pretty large order of these, and hopefully at some point while we're talking, you're going to see us disappear, and you start seeing pretty pictures of these Cathay figures, which we did to exhibition quality. And here's some on the table right over here. And I am super jazzed.
It's been a good long time waiting for this to finish as well.
You wanna talk about Miao Ying, the Storm Dragon?
Before Miao Ying, the Storm Dragon, do you want to talk about the great time we had yesterday seeing Vask get destroyed by Miao Ying, the Storm Dragon?
Yeah, well, I think wasn't he fielding Miao Ying?
I can't remember. All I know is the only fight he won was a surprise attack against the caravan.
This is Total War Warhammer 3.
Yeah.
So after a long day of Warhammer stuff at work, we need more Warhammer in our lives. So we went home and I barely had time to finish dinner.
Yeah.
We jumped on and played Total War Warhammer 3. And Voss was playing Cathay. I was playing Skaven because Skaven are awesome. And
an Empire fight.
And he picked a fight option where everyone watches the fight happen. And
yeah.
Well, he plays FPS, so yeah.
He got ambushed, to be fair.
It was an ambush.
Yeah, it was an
pretty
ambush,
tough.
so we didn't really expect him to survive. And he didn't. It was horrible.
But what I was hoping would happen was that we would all be given unit to control, and then we would mess it up.
I think he figured out the how to allocate. It would have been really funny if we just messed it up.
Yeah, we messed it up and then blame each other, which is like perfect. I think we should do
It
that.
could have been like a what do you call it, valiant victory, and we just shit the bed entirely, because that's what's most likely that's what's gonna happen. It's 4 of us controlling like 3 different units.
But we know what we're doing in other areas.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Grand Cathay. What I like most about this army is that it's a newer army, right? It's a new old world army, and the detail on the figures is incredible. There are a lot more work to do. They have a lot more things you can do with them. They're very, very challenging, right? And you see this with Age of Sigmar, with the Lumineth Realm Lords, and they're like the fancy elf faction, or one of the fancy elf factions, and the Lumineth are hard. I mean, they're like probably twice as much work as like a normal like old school high elf.
Yeah.
And these guys in the same caliber. So I think these are meant to challenge more advanced painters, people who's really wanting to stick their teeth into something that'll really help them grow. So you have these new sculpts. They're packed full of detail, and they have balloons. And this is a sky lantern, and what's interesting about the sky lantern is not so much the lantern. It's the people inside it. I mean, they've got their gills. You see the abacus, right? I mean, with the abacus, they've got these long rifles. There's a lot going on in there. I'm not sure which way is straight, though. Like, which way do they fly?
Where he's facing?
What's he facing? Oh, he's yes.
Pointing that way.
I guess that's very clear then. Okay, that's the way they go. What I don't understand is the color choices for the Cathay and Sentinel. Now, this is the official color scheme, or matching box art here. And when you see the figure fully painted, it makes you think of like a clay tea service, you know, those little cups. It has that feel, right?
I see the vision.
But it's such a large... But why was that the vision? I mean, sure, I mean, it's got like a big terracotta warrior thing going on. But it does, I mean, what is terracotta? It looks like mud. Yeah. Someone made a miniature on the theme of mud. Right? It's a pretty fancy mini, and this could have been painted anyway. I'm just surprised the official artwork didn't go somewhere more interesting. Like over here, we got this Shugenjin Lord on a Great Spirit Longma, right? That is mad. Right? It's like a Bretonnian cavalry, eat your heart out. Right? I mean, is that a reindeer? Is it a dragon? Is it a horse? Is it all 3?
Is it all of the above? Yeah.
It was pretty fun. My favorite, though, of the entire set, if I haven't already said that, they're all my favorites. But my favorite, though, is Miao Ying,
Stone Dragon,
who is both a dragon and some mage lady. And It's just nuts. We should have charged more for this. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was.
Yeah.
We should remember to change it in the pricing. But yeah, I hope you guys are seeing pictures of Miao Ying as you go through this. This was an amazing army. It was so much fun to watch growing. The cavalry were particularly fun. I feel there's more detail on some of the smaller figures than there are the rank and file than on HQs of other armies altogether. It was a very impressive army. So, a lot of fun to do. And that's Grand Cathay.
Next up, we've got Kill Team Tomb Worlds.
Kill Team Tomb Worlds. This figure is not in Tomb Worlds. It'll come back, right?
Leave aside for a bit.
Yes. So this has Deathwatch, who are always badass. The last time I remember seeing a cool bunch of Deathwatch was in Deathwatch Overkill, which is
I know Deathwatch.
Yes, it's a great board game. We still have it. We never got past the second mission.
Oh.
No, we would get our asses beat, right? But those are firstborn scale, and these are Primaris scale. So they're a lot of fun. So they're nice and big. But anyway, thank you. Hooray, Space Marines. So, on to the Necrons, right? These figures are fancy. I really like them. I like anything Necron. We were trying to match the basing that they had in the pictures, the official artwork. And we were wondering how to do that. And Kashan's a mad wizard genius guy. With all the trouble that comes with the mad wizard genius. He went, wait a minute, these are just the transfers from the regular Necron transfer sheet. You just cut them up and throw them on. And it's exactly what they had there. So he figured that out. So we have that. I'm not liking the minimalist style of basing that Games Workshop goes for now.
Yep.
Where they just don't cover the whole thing with flock and do things. The whole oh look, it's plastic and a bit of flock. Why? Why is this? It's not a good idea, right? I prefer the different style where it's fully covered and you do something with it, because you sell the fantasy of a location. For these
Necrons, what would you have done? For these Necrons, what would you have done?
What have I done? I would have resin printed 3D bases that look kind of digital and weird. The Necron had this weird tile effect thing, and I think that would look good. But I mean, if you can 3D print a base, go for it. There's so many mad things you can do with a 3D printed base. It just looks so much fancier. I think people are maybe a little shy, a little afraid to say, I want all these bases done, because there's a fair bit of work. But bases tend to be straightforward to paint. And if they're really fancy, it's worth a little extra money. They look incredible.
It pops it out.
It pops a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, but these are fun. These are great figures. I really like what they've got. But the terrain is nuts. So you can get this separately as a kill zone. And they got that nice, spaceship installation style look, but it's all Necron and messed up. And I love the colors. I love the bit of yellow that pops in over here. I think that's great. I like the look of it. So yeah. Oh, and over here we have well, we're talking about
not
Necron.
really amongst this, but
this is Sarek the Silent King, and I think he's just a fancy mini. This little thing in the back. This turns.
Oh wow!
The thruster in the back turns. If we're wrong and this breaks, we'll never see this anyway. But yeah, it's a fantastic mini, and I micromanaged a lot to get Asinsa to get this where we wanted it.
Who was this made by?
Asinsa.
No, sorry. Do you want to talk about who Asinsa is?
Oh, Asinsa. Dr. Asinsa Kalhari is our paint trainer. So she's in charge of paint. She's been on for 11 years. It's pretty hardcore. It's hardcore. The Roman did point out that just trying something like Trump.
11 years of
this. It's like, what if we just try this?
Like, just try it out. Try it out and figure it out.
Yeah, but she does fantastic work. And I was very happy with this. So those are Necrons we painted this week.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we want to show off some Eldar we did. Ulthwe, but it's not really Ulthwe in this that we were excited about. It's the Harlequins. But first let's talk about the Ulthwe, we promised that. So over here we have a Wraith Lord, right? Oh. And I'm glad people are sending us Eldar again. I mean, like the armies go through their phases, and we have several Eldar armies in the studio now. And Ulthwe is always a fun scheme. These were a little darker than normal. Normally they're a little lighter, but this dusty look, I think, has panache.
Yeah.
Kind of like it.
Very cool.
Anyway, so now we're done with Ulthwe. Let's look at the Harlequins. So there's a episode just came out on Jordan Sorcery where he talks about the origins of the Harlequins. And in that, he talks about how it goes back to something called Arlecchino
Okay.
from Renaissance plays.
Yeah.
And he was sort of a troublemaker, trickster in comedies.
Mm-hmm.
And he has set people he's always falling in love with in their dramas and problems. And Arlecchino goes back to the 11th century. And that's where the roots of this come from. And that's where the deep inspiration for the Harlequins. Yes. So yeah, the Harlequin isn't like some bum with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
Right. So
when you told me there was a Harlequin video we need to watch, I just automatically assumed it was the woman with the baseball bat.
No. No, it was not about the woman with the baseball bat. It's about these figures.
To be fair, you didn't give me the context of it's Eldar, but so nice.
Eldar Harlequins.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so what do you know about the Eldar Harlequins?
They're a sub-faction?
They're
sort of elitist.
So they're storytellers.
Uh-huh.
And they tell the stories of their people through dance. So they're like a small like what's a good word for it? Like native lore being passed on by song and dance and so on. They're a dance troupe, and they travel this thing called the Webway, and they all know the secret places and the secret stories of the Eldar, and they perform them. What I like about first thing, anything to do with Harlequins makes me happy, but the freehand here that Fezol did is insane. Like, this is the nicest freehand I've ever seen done on Harlequins, and kind of makes me want to get my own.
Get it painted by Fezol.
Yeah, hells yeah. Cool. So those are our Ulthwe, Eldar, and Harlequins.
All right, next up we've got Kingdom Death Monster Red Witch expansion.
I know absolutely nothing about the Red Witch expansion.
I will try to give
it.
a bit of an explanation. So it's an expansion that came out around 6 months ago, a little bit over 6 months ago.
Okay.
And
the figures are insane.
Figures are insane.
Yeah.
I'm not an anime fanatic, but it's some good big I gotta say.
It's your generation. Like, anime is like you live and breathe. You wake up and you're Pikachu face. I mean, come on.
True, but I don't wake up in big booties yet.
Yeah.
But KDM's amazing. Kingdom Death has a lot of really cool minis. With the Red Witch expansion specifically, it takes out a bit of the mid game that you usually have, and replaces the big monster with like 3 smaller monsters. And instead of having the normal boss fight, you have it in waves, where you fight one of the guys, and you fight 2 of the guys, and you fight all 3 of the guys. And the guys that come and fight you with is they all have each of them have their own little cool quirks. So one of them's like a close-up brute guy who would have like he's like a bit of a tank.
Okay.
And then there's another one who's a bit of an assassin. He comes in and out. And then the third guy who joins in the last is blood magic. So she just stays in the side and then shoots you. And what's cool about it is like it takes out an entire portion of the mid game. So by the time you get up to it, you have you're built up somewhat of it's halfway through the campaign, and the minis look amazing. Like most of these, almost everything from KDM is like these weird kind of monsters and weird women, and love.
Yes, it's a very weird monster.
Love a weird
doing things
woman
doing things with women. Hasara really likes. Hasara is our head of building, and she absolutely adores Kingdom Death sculpts. So.
But that is KDM, Red Witch.
Okay, next I want to talk to you about some US late war Warlord game miniatures we painted. So we are doing quite a bit of historicals Warlord games. People keep sending it us.
Mm-hmm.
You think that would be strange for a bunch of guys to do fancy painting? But they want us to paint World War II. They want us to paint DAK. They want us to paint Waffen SS, and it was a little hard for us to wrap our heads around some of the challenges with understanding all the particulars of gear. But Kashan again has been fantastic in this regard. He's
legend.
Yes. So Kashan's helped us with making sure we have everything we need to know about spades that people held, and the binoculars and random straps, and the only thing we I'm sure he's probably come across like underwear, and I figured out how to paint
The
those.
watches and
Yes, the watches. So. So this was so what I like about the Americans is that they're way less pressure to paint than are the German armies, because the uniforms are much more consistent. Their gear is more consistent. Their schemes are much easier to work with. You don't have to worry about like 15 different schemes of camouflage.
Even with the American, like with the Germans, we have German field grey. Is there a specific color thing that we use for these?
There's specific colors we use. We have Vallejo colors, model colors that we keep to match against to make sure we have those right. Sometimes we have to blend because you don't exactly have a store nearby you can run to go grab paints from. But no, it works out, and this was always fun to see. And it's nice that this is a fairly large order people are probably seeing pictures of now. And it's nice to do a big proper World War II army. Those are very impressive on the board. It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Oh.
I'm not fond of Warlord games. I'm just going to say that right there.
What's your beef with Warlord games?
I think they should move to plastic in a big way.
Okay.
I think they should move away from doing a lot of the metal sculpts they do, just because I don't think they haven't aged well. We have amazing mad detail out of plastic figures, and a lot of Warlord stuff looks a bit derpy, and some of them look very derpy.
And the faces specifically.
So there was one figure that we had. So Warlord Games figure, and it had no face, right? And I was super annoyed, and I took a picture of it, put it on Instagram, or thought I would about to put it on Instagram, and tagged Warlord Games. Like, come on, like, this is the height. Like, this is the height. You literally have a figure without a face. And I thought, no, don't do that. It's such a lame thing to do.
Who talked you out of it?
Myself. I'm like, it's like you load the bullet and you're gonna shoot somebody. You're like, no, I don't do that. Like. No, it's just a mistake. Come on, sorry. Live with it. So I delete the post. I delete what I was posting.
You did the draft,
It wasn't a draft. I'd actually made a
post.
You
actually posted it. Oh, okay.
And I didn't realize I made
a
post.
Posted it.
Also, when I thought I was deleting something, there was nothing there. So I thought, like, oh, no.
It's
I probably posted when I tried to delete it.
No.
And then the next day, they're like, oh, we're so sorry. I go, shit. All right. But yeah, I mean, they got some cool stuff, but they need to modernize the look of a lot of their basic infantry and things, and I think that would be good. It's nice having metal, but not if it comes at the expense of good crisp detail.
Definitely.
I think they got to move that. But they are the players in the space. They are the number one people for World War II minis, and they got a lot of cool things. So yeah, these are our bolt action US late war.
Are they the space in the space? Are they the big dogs in anything World War? Anything historic, or is it just?
They're the big dogs. I think they tried to move into being big dogs in anything historical.
Yeah.
But I would say they're dominant in World War II, and they're moving in with their Conflict 47. They're leveraging what they have now and come up with these really cool, fun kits, which are Weird War.
Okay.
And they have the Germans without making them Nazis, but they're still obviously Nazis. Yeah. So there's the times we live in. But they have some lovely figures. They look really cool.
And they're all metal. Everything's metal.
I think those are plastic. Okay.
So they are moving a bit towards the plastic age.
Yeah, but they could refresh their old kits.
Yes.
Right? Flames of War is doing it, right?
Because I mean, I'm a slut for metal, but then it would be nice to have the sharp detail.
Yes, especially if you're gonna put work into it. So yeah, that's our bolt action for the week.
All right, finally we've got Chaos Space Marines and Demons.
So we have this. So with this one order, which has a whole bunch of these, both Demons and Chaos Space Marines, and I think they're super fun. But there's something about them that I think makes them even more fun. I think you will talk about
the bases, all of the bases. So most of these bases that are these two bases specifically are all 3D printed. So we have a little thin layer of resin printed, ABS printed base topper that goes on top, and it has all the little details.
How are base toppers different from bases?
The base topper is just the detail without the base itself. So it'll go on an existing 40K or the existing base. And then this one specifically was crafted. So these ones I remember adding a bit of resin to these just to make it look very glossy and curing it with UV.
I like the schemes that we do for this client because he pushes us hard to come up with some interesting stuff, and he's some great things to get us to work with.
Yeah.
And I mean, he has mad schemes he wants to do.
So good.
The graphic or the image of the Tyranid for our channel video, that is one of the paint jobs we did for him. So yeah. So these are just really fun Chaos Space Marines and Demons. I hope people like what they are seeing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Anything you want to add to that?
No, that's about it.
It's kind of a big gallery. You got to keep
It's a
talking.
big gallery. Words.
Words.
Chaos. Demons.
No swears.
No swears.
There's a jar for that.
That goes to the swear jar.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's if we can retroactively mention the swear jar.
As you jump to those of you who are going to jump, of course, to the end of the section to get to the news bit, you'll hear all about our swear jar, where I feel we've talked more about that than we have about figures.
We spent a good 10 minutes talking about the swear jar. No, actually,
we're still doing it,
we
right?
spent a good 8 minutes talking about the swear jar and 2 minutes talking about the recession.
I hope there's enough. Well, you should we cared more about, but you should it hurts more. But I think we've prevaricated enough, if that's the word.
I have no idea
to make
what that
sure
means.
everyone. Well then. That makes both of us. I'm not quite sure. But I hope that's given us enough time to show off all the pictures of the Chaos Minis that people are looking at right now from this gallery.
The news.
The news.
The news.
The news. Anyway, so we're having this segment at the end because we're not sure people want to watch it, but
And they're here for the cool minis.
they're here for the cool minis. Everyone's here for the cool. We're
here for the cool minis.
But it's a little insight into what goes on and how things happen, and maybe you'll have questions and so on. And it doesn't hurt to let people know what happens behind the veil.
Yeah.
So, behind the veil, this week, we have a swear jar.
Hell yeah, we do have a swear jar.
That's almost a swear, by the way. But that's not the swear.
Who's the swear jar committee? Who
I have
decides?
no idea why we have a swear jar.
No,
I have no idea
Not sure who started
who
it, what it's for.
who specifically is
for.
targeted by this thing. But
Is it just for swears? Is there anything else apart from the swearing that people
well,
get
everything begins in small things.
Okay.
And this began with me being uncomfortable. Just means about me being uncomfortable about my relationship with certain swears. And I thought, hey, let me put in 1,000 rupees every time I say that word. And
Just for it to hurt a little bit.
so 1,000 rupees is about $3.
Yeah.
And it's Thursday and we're at $15 so far. So
It started this week.
Started this week.
We could have gotten like a couple of years for that, but we can't spend the money. The swear
Yes,
jar goes
the swear
to-
jar money has to go to something I'm not excited about.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's no punishment.
Like whoever we're swearing at gets the swear jar money.
I don't swear at people. I
The situations
swear the
gets-
situation created by people when they're not there. So it's very passive aggressive, very vicious, sort of like I will swear, but not to your face, kind of swearing.
The situations get the money.
The situations get the money.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Skaven in me. That also I can't swear at someone.
Skaven
That's not a good
blows.
thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we have a swear jar. It's also a did you shout at people jar.
Mm. There's no money in it today or this week of Did You Shout at People. You've been good.
Because it's harder to stop yourself swearing.
And you've
It's
got-
easier to stop yourself shouting.
Yeah.
So clearly all these problems just disappear for $3. The $3 fine. So it doesn't say much about me.
$3 saved the world.
Well, let's see. I mean, tomorrow's another day. Right? Anyway, let's see.
Okay.
So yeah.
We've got prep for the oil shock and the recession.
Prepping for oil shock. I think it tells you about our state of mind / priorities that we talked about a swear jar before the oil shock.
Yeah, that's
Right?
a good point.
So we're not sure when the oil shock will hit Sri Lanka. It will hit Sri Lanka. We tried to warn the staff about this before Sri Lanka New Year. We said, hey, gonna have a bunch of money and get a bunch of presents and things, and don't go out and buy jewelry and nice dresses and motorbikes.
You know what they did?
They bought jewelry and nice dresses and motorbikes.
Yeah.
So, and I think it's I didn't get upset this time around. The last time we had a situation where we told the staff, look, you should buy dry rations and stop food because things are going to get bad, was during the 2022 financial crisis in Sri Lanka, which I think most people know, if they know it at all. For this time, Sri Lankans took over the president's house and were jumping in the pool. And we're really glad those are the optics for that event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good legacy to have.
And then also we said, like, look, the economy is going to crash. Why don't you start stocking up food? And people had a lot of warning. I was annoyed then that they didn't do anything when things hit. And
Did they still go out and buy, like, motorcycles and iPhones and stuff? Or?
They were still doing things that were... I mean, it was also a very weird year. 2021 was, like, the country falling apart.
How bad was COVID? Was it the same?
COVID was the beginning of things falling apart. And also, we couldn't prep for COVID. It just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, one day I was wearing a mask and being laughed at by people in the street. And the next day, everyone was in line, to get grocery stores, and everyone was in masks, and I was laughing at them. Right?
Under the mask.
Yes. Yeah. Right. I didn't want to get beaten up in a line. Like, yeah, I'm better than you. Right? So we'll probably, if things become bad, with like people not having, I don't know, fertilizer or no grain in 2027, if things become bad in Sri Lanka, which is not a given because they weren't bad 2022. We were prepared. There wasn't a problem in the end. We'll just do what we did last time. We'll just get the staff to go buy a bunch of stuff and we give them the money for it. And they just buy food for their families for a few months for a reserve, and they just maintain the reserve. And we make them pay us back. Right? Or just do it over time. It's much more manageable because maybe people don't. I mean, I don't know how many people can just run off and buy 3 months worth of food or 6 months worth of food. Right?
And also, I don't think most of them understand the scale of the problem either, of what might happen. I mean, we don't understand the scale of how bad.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows what we're in for. It's just about being brave. So this happens a lot in Sri Lanka. You have to. You don't know what the situation will be. You don't know how bad things will be. So you just have to hedge. So we're always hedging for things. And our biggest hedge to date. Should we talk about our biggest hedge?
Power.
Yes. We bought a battery, a 16 kilowatt battery.
I think of and about. It's
I don't know
enough.
if that's the
it's
phrase.
Enough to It's because we already had batteries in house, but we needed enough to run the studio, at least run the floor of the studio, independently from the grid.
So we have this like 140 kilo monster. Like, how much is that in pounds? That's like times 280, maybe 300. About a 300-pound monster that we had to have 6 people try and carry up the
It was
stairs.
so funny watching them try to carry it up the stairs.
It was not funny. If they dropped, there's a lot of money, right? So, and we had this big ass battery, and I remember looking at the inverter, thinking, "Oh wow, that's a battery." Like, no, that's the inverter. Yeah. So that will give us power for 7 to 8 hours for the studio. Well, upstairs we'll have to abandon this floor.
Abandon the floor.
What happens, right?
We'll have solar as well, and it should
and the solar, between the solar and the battery, and us just going upstairs to the painter's floor, I think we'll be fine. Yeah. So, we will be fine for 7 to 8 hours, and the battery's good for 10 years. So we're good for a 10-year oil shot, right? And supplies. We have consumables, paints,
brushes,
boxes.
Toa.
People know what Toa is.
Oh. Spray cans?
Spray cans, rattle cans. Your turn again. I got that one.
Technically, spray cans, rattle cans was mine.
Yeah, but you flubbed it.
Sorry. Paint pens?
Paper cutters. I'm not sure we need the paint pens. I don't believe we spend so much money on paint pens, and I have never seen someone using one.
But we keep having to spend more money on paint pens, but there's no stock of paint pens, so it has to be going out.
Secretly selling them on the side to like another studio.
That's fair. What else?
That's not the first that came to mind.
Mm-hmm. I'll take your word for it.
Yes.
Yeah. We got spray cans. Somebody already said spray cans.
Paper cutter blades.
Yeah. Paper cutters.
Oh, that's cheap. Sellotape.
Someone saying shirt. Cotton. Oh, resin.
Resin?
Yeah.
Why do you point to your shirt for resin? Jude's our 3D printing guy. And he points at his shirt when he wants resin.
There's a new question.
I know the soccer players cover their mouth when they want people to know what they're saying. Yeah. And like, it's so weird. Like, well, do this play. Like, what? Okay.
Oh, IPA.
It's
your turn now.
Empty bottles for colors that we have blended ourselves.
Empty bottles for colors that we blended ourselves in 50 milliliters too.
Right, I can't think of it. All right, you win.
But yeah, that's.
Did we say paint? Paint.
It's the first thing we said was paint. All right. But those were the 3 months
Yeah,
supplies.
so,
we got,
we made a budget. And we'll start buying all that stuff from next week.
So we have a 3-bin system. We have the initial, the amount that we use for consumables. Got 2-bin that we tap into when that goes out. Got 3-bin for
We
2
have a
months.
third bin now for
Yes,
disasters.
for 2 months reserve
right?
for whenever it hits.
That should be a full 3.
Huh?
That should be a full 3. We have budget for full 3.
Yeah. Oh no. So it's a. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's 1, 2,
It's,
and then
it's
here's
right
3.
now. Yeah. And 3
So
more.
the tap turns off, we have 5 months.
Hell yeah.
If the tap turns off, we all have much worse problems.
Then
We
500
wish we hadn't bought
yes.
paint. Cool.
Cool.
beans.
All right.
And that's the news.
That is
So,
the news.
Quiet week. Cool. All right. Thank you all very much for your time. I hope you enjoy what you saw here today.
Thank you for watching. It's the Painted Figs Show.
It is not the Painted
It
Figs
is
Show.
the Painted Figs news show.
It is not the Painted Figs Show.
D-A. Capital D.
We're adding it to the
capital
swears.
The Painted
Don't.
Figs Show. Alright, thank you very much. See you guys.
Thank you.
Take care.
You started.